Hi guys, this is Louise from Craft Geek Dioramas. It's been a little while since I've uploaded to my YouTube channel. This is purely because I took a break for creative purposes. I think all in all it was about a 5-month break that I, or almost 5-month break that I took. Purely because I kind of found that I was churning out diorama after diorama and I was kind of losing the passion for it a little bit, and I was also losing sort of you know, creative juices, trying to find inspiration from things. So I tend to find that a lot with my artwork, that I can, if I take a break, I can come back fresh, and that's what I did. So this is kind of my first diorama that I've made in that time. And purely the route that I'm kind of looking to go down at the moment with my diorama work is sort of more movie scenes, just to kind of give it a fresh look. And I'm not at this present moment kind of taking any commissions. I just want to kind of make some dioramas that have been in my head for some time in my sketchbooks, and this is the first one that was in my head a long time ago, and I decided to give it a go. So as you can see, this is a Beetlejuice diorama. I purely based it on the 7-inch Neca Beetlejuice that I have, and I love the movie, and I wanted to make a Beetlejuice diorama that was fresh and different. I had seen some other Beetlejuice dioramas around on Google and various other places, and after having a good sort of look at the movie again, I kind of came up with the idea of the attic scene where they draw the door on the wall, and that's kind of where the inspiration came for this piece. Okay, so if I kind of like go into a little bit more detail of how I made it, and then we can go from there. So the actual overall piece is set into a frame, and the frame is actually it's 10 by 8 dimension, and that's kind of what I based the whole thing on. Material wise, probably 95% of this is actually made with the blue model styrofoam that I always use, which is a 10mm thick stuff, and as a few other materials that I've added onto this one as well, but mainly, like I say, it's the styrofoam, which is generally what I pretty much always use. So to create sort of like the different textures and things on this scene, obviously using the styrofoam, there's a couple of different textures that I had to do. I had to make a wood effect on the floor, which you can see there. Sorry, my camera skills and videoing skills is not the best, so I will get around to one day actually doing this properly, but for now you're going to have to put up with my terrible camera work and editing. Well, there is no editing basically. Anyway, I'm kind of going off subject a little bit. Okay, so yeah, so we got the textured wooden floor, which I did, and also I had to make the sort of beams for the attic look wood as well. So that's what I did on there. And the way I basically do it is on my model styrofoam, I cut the piece to whatever I need. So like this one here, I wanted to look like floorboards. So drew my long lines. I think they're kind of around 1.5 centimeters thick. I think that's what they are. And then basically I score into the styrofoam. And I score into it with a pen, if I show you here on this here. So this is kind of the texture of the blue styrofoam that I use, and it's basically, if you draw into the foam, it kind of leaves a groove. You can see that. So that's what I basically just use this pen here, and I kind of like do squiggly lines and then go over it with a pen, and that's kind of how you get that textured effect on the foam. So that's how I get the sort of floorboard effect. I'm hoping to do a little tutorial on that in due course, so keep tuned for that. So I did the same thing on the beams here. I used the pen to add the texture to the foam to make it look more wood-like, and obviously on the side beam there as well. And then the brick wall at the back is the usual sort of recipe, if you want to call it, that I always use, which is the cutting into the foam with the blade, and then scoring into the lines with the pen again to give it that brick look. And then what I do then is I use this here, this stone here, to press into the foam to give it the texture. And then I black wash everything. As you know, I always black wash my work. And then I paint the wall sort of a red brick colour. And then I finish it off with a very watered down white emulsion wash, which then I rub off with a cloth, which gives you that kind of mortar kind of effect in the brickwork. Makes it look a bit more worn as well. Doesn't make it look too fresh. I didn't want it to look fresh. It wouldn't look right on this diorama. I've also got a pipe, which on the movie still I saw sort of like a dark grey pipe running down next to the door. So I had a piece of dowel that I used for that, and I attached it with cable ties, as you can see, just to make sure that it doesn't come off on there. And with the door, the chalk effect around the door I done, basically I used this, which is a chalk marker. A couple of goes around and it leaves a nice white effect. I think some people use them for graffiti. Well, I do as well. Use it for graffiti on walls as well. But that's what I used for that. And you can, if I get a bit closer, you can see the effect it kind of has. And I wanted the door to be looking slightly open. So when they draw the door on, they knock 3 times. If you've seen the movie, it says knock 3 times, and basically the door opens. I think it's knock 3 times, or does it say Beetlejuice 3 times? I can't remember. Anyway, they have to knock, I think, if I remember rightly. And door opens. So that's why I wanted it kind of slightly ajar, which I obviously hot glued open, so it's stuck in that position. And I put the green card in behind just to kind of give it something behind it, and in the movie it's kind of like a green glow, so I kind of put the green card just to kind of give that effect. On the actual prop side, nothing major on here. I've got this here, which in the movie, if you remember the attic scene, there's lots and lots of boxes covered over with white sheets and things. So basically it was a little box that I made out of card, and then if I actually take the little book off there, I'll show you underneath. Okay, so basically it was a box that I made, and then I had an old white pillowcase, which I kind of dirtied up with a bit of paint and a little bit of ink, just to make it look a bit sort of dishevelled and old, and then I hot glued it into that kind of position. So it's actually quite, with all the paint and everything on it, it's actually quite firm, which is quite good for shipping. And I put the little book back on there. So that's how I did that. And I found a little cardboard thing online for making a suitcase. It was basically a template, and I kind of scaled it down, printed it onto textured card, and I kind of made that, so it kind of looks okay in the background. So I just added that in there really. And also I got Beetlejuice holding his poster, which obviously we say call Beetlejuice 3 times. There we go. Maybe I got knock the door thing wrong. I'm sure you have to knock the door. Anyway, I'm sure somebody in the comments will correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, and basically to finish it off, I used a little lamp here. And what I did is I kind of like disassembled it and stuck it to the back of here. And then if I show you, if I focus in, and then there you go, turns off, turns on. So when you turn the light on, it just gives that little bit of extra brightness to the piece. And I just added like a little on the sides. I just kind of made sure that it was sturdy, and I put the little side walls on and made them brickwork as well, just to give a nice effect for it. And the actual piece, the back piece, comes away from the base, so it's in 2 pieces all in all. So that's kind of my Beetlejuice diorama. There's nothing sort of like I say, taxing or difficult. I think it looks pretty effective. It's simple, it's different, and I really enjoyed making it. And I'm hoping my next piece, I'm going to be doing another movie scene. So hopefully when I get that around to making that one, I will upload that to the channel as well. Thanks everybody for continuing to kind of tune in, even though I have terrible camera work, shaky hand, you know, not the best at taking these videos, to be honest. I will look into actually creating a better YouTube channel when I have time, but at the moment I just kind of want to upload stuff to make sure you guys are keeping up to date with my work and kind of just seeing how I make it, really. So anyway, great to talk to you guys, and I will see you all very soon. Bye bye.